kind of
song about his life.
His life. Great. That's even better, man. So, we talked about how the finicky host didn't like decals pulled off his.
Yeah, really. Yeah, dang. You're fired.
Welcome to Backroads Truth, the podcast where faith meets melody, hosted by ICMA Artist of the Year, singer-songwriter Justin Todd Herod.
Thank you, in Jesus' mighty name. We talked about how the finicky host didn't like decals pulled off his.
Yeah, really. Yeah, dang. You're fired. Fired him.
People have come up to me, honestly, man, guys, I've had girls but know my wife that are friends with me. Hey, JT, come here. And try to peel that decal off. And I'm like,
do you know you got a decal? There's a price tag on your hat.
I'm saying, damn it, but they're just like a trendy thing to let you know it's a Richardson 117 or Richardson 115 or whatever. And I'm in the hat business because we have a apparel line, my wife and I, and it's called Outlaw Wear, and I've been doing it. It's made me a little bit of money to help me get through these low times and stuff. But that's one of the things that I notice. A lot of times guys leave them on there because it's just kind of like, in the flat bill world, that's what the deal is. That
I thought it was some gangster stuff.
It's kind of biker stuff. Yeah. It really is. It's kind of a biker trademark thing. That decal stays on there. Like if it's Harley Davidson on it, it stays on until it's dead.
I'm like the girl that comes and peels it off. I'm like, hey man, you got something on your hat.
Sometimes I have a tag on my shirt, Walmart $8.99. Pull that sucker for me, but the hat costs $40. Leave it alone, Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Here we go. All right, man, it's good to be back, man, brother. I'm so glad that we're back together, you and me, because last time, man, you were here, boy. You sang a song. Your story was what got me, man. Your singing and writing is stupid good, but it was just stories, man. Like you said, storyteller, man. So it's good to have you back, Kyle. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks.
I appreciate you being here, man. You're a blessing, dude.
Yeah, thanks for all the kindness and a lot of kind words. I'm not used to.
You ought to be used to it, man. You write good stuff.
Well, thank you.
You play it good, man. You sing it good, and just being here with us is like a treat. Because like I was saying, man, dude, I get guys more in my age group, man. We relate a little bit more, about stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit last time, man.
Yep,
so,
I'm with you.
Yeah, I know you got some good things today about your family. You're a family man.
Oh, family man. I got 5. Like I said, I had 5 kids. Me and Pam been married 3 years, had 5 kids, got 14 grandkids. And our family, we do a lot of family.
How many grandkids?
14.
Son of a gun, dude.
Yep.
I got 3 and 1 on the way. Golly, that's crazy, man.
No, we're pretty busy. I coach. I've been coaching baseball with my grandson. Yeah.
Little league type stuff?
Yeah.
Dang, that's fun, ain't it?
Because I coached all my kids for years, and probably
in baseball.
Yeah, baseball, softball, soccer, basketball, everything.
Wow.
I mean, there's no telling how many games I've coached. It's probably close to I don't know, several hundred in my life.
Wow.
And good thing, I think our winning percentage is maybe probably 90.
Wow.
Go old school. We do old school drills. My grandson, I've been coaching him. Graham, he lives in Salado. I coach in Salado for Salado baseball. And he's 10, so I coached him. Started in coach pitch a year. This was my 3rd year with him. We've lost 6 games in 3 years. So, and those are 2. 4 of those were at state. So I got it.
Oh man!
But no, it's our family means a lot to us. We do. Pam's family. She's a huge family. We're both from West, and my family's pretty big. I've got. The stepsister, half-sister stuff going on. But my wife has 50 first cousins.
Say again?
50 first cousins.
Dang.
In West. So her family reunion is the Wolf family. We'll have it at Thunderbird Lodge down at Lake Buchanan.
Lord, man, that's a family right there.
There'll be 140.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we circle up, count. I think last year, we have it in May. 100. It was like close to 140 people there.
Now, Heitmiller, man, your background is kind of German, Dutch, or something like that.
German, all solid German, yeah.
Really?
My grandpa was first generation. A weird story. I mean, I think it's a lost art with the generation now. They don't really know about their family like I did.
That's true, man.
I grew up.
That's true.
I knew.
That's true.
I actually knew my great granddad for a little bit. I was probably 6
Personally,
years old.
you did?
Yeah, I was probably 6 when he died. I can remember him sitting on an old porch out in the country. He wore overalls, spitting. And that was my
legacy,
grandmother's dad.
But that was
He was a Clements. His name was his last name was Clements.
What year would that? I mean, you were born in, I think you said 59. So
yeah, it's been 60.
60.
He probably died in 64, 65.
Golly, man. Dude, that's a precious thing to recall.
But then, you know, and I know my lineage pretty good. I mean, my grandpa, that's all he talked about. My grandpa his parents came over here. His mom came over here with a man, with a husband. It was a Heitmiller. They had 5 kids over here, and he passed away. And they sent word to Germany that he had passed away. His cousin came over with a Heitmiller and married her too. He was single. He married her, and they had 5 more kids. My grandpa was the last one. He was born in 03.
Gosh,
so
man.
all his brothers and sisters were all born in the
1903.
1800s. Yeah,
God.
I knew 5 of them. They were still alive. You know, I mean, we did a lot of family stuff. That back then was all backyard stuff.
So when you had a family get together back then, what was that kind of like, man? I mean, just barbecue, cookout?
No, it
or
wasn't
hanging
barbecue. It was mostly fried chicken. I mean,
Yeah.
I went to a lot of. We'd go to these funerals. It was all outdoors. Funerals would be under a cover. And that's the same thing we did in the backyard. They'd have family. It was all mostly family come over on a Sunday afternoon because they didn't work on Sundays, and we'd eat outside. They'd have a picnic table under some pecan trees and no air conditioning in the house. They'd fry chicken, green beans, potatoes. It was all home cooking. It was all so good.
Well, it's good to see a person, man, like yourself that has that kind of, like you said, that know about your background, man, know about your past. And, you know, I was interested in that, man, you know, for a long time. And I just didn't have the money, man, to, like, research it. But one of my great uncles, man, down in Grapeland, Texas, man, that's East Texas, buddy. Grapeland, Texas, traced it back to, like, you know, the Herods back in, you know, England with the department store that was real big back there, all the way back to our Irish and Scottish. My son always said, Dad, you know that show Braveheart? You look like them guys. I'm like, well, that's where we, you know, those big dudes with them big profiles and them big old barrel-chested cats.
Big Vikings.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it went back to, like, the Irish, Scottish guys, man, you know, and even up in that Gaelic kind of type thing. But my wife, man, for, like, I think my 54th birthday or something, I know you ain't supposed to even do this now, but she did that little DNA thing where you spit in the, they say that's not good now, you know, because they got you on file or whatever now.
Yeah.
But she did that, and it came back, and it was like 80-something% Scottish-Irish, you know, man, from there. And it fascinated me to think that, you know, our ancestors, man, we think we had it bad. Them guys came over here with really nothing.
Oh,
man,
nothing.
Started
Yeah.
that, man. That's crazy, bro. But that makes you proud, though.
It does. I mean, they got to the United States, and they all Texas was the place to go.
God, yeah.
First, you know, Alabama. They settled in Alabama.
Really?
And they kept hearing about this Brazos River bottoms around Waco, and that's
Wow.
they came to Texas to farm. It's just all farmers, a bunch of German farmers. But you know, I like you know, you say you can do that now, but I've never done any background, you know, turned anything in. All mine's word of mouth.
Really?
That I know about, and you know, someday I'll forget it. But you know, it's good that I know it. I need to maybe document it all.
Dude, you could.
I need to for my kids, and my kids are good about it too. They have their grandparents. They had their grandparents for a long time. My dad passed away, and my mom, but my wife's parents are still alive. Pam's parents, Floyd and Irene, they live in West.
Really?
He's 91, maybe 92, and she's 88 maybe. But they
Boy.
my kids are in that they have that knack or whatever you want to call it to keep up with
You probably
who they are.
Steal that in them, man, because of your
I think so. I think
quest for that, man.
Pam did
Yeah.
too, though. Pam, my wife knows so much about. I mean, she knows people's birthday. I mean, it's ridiculous. All she knows. She got all these cousins. She knows their birthdays.
51st cousins, man.
50 first cousins is crazy.
That's like Hatfields and McCoys type stuff right there, bro. I guarantee you it is. Where's she from, man?
From West.
Really?
West, little town. Yeah.
Yeah, I sang when that explosion happened.
When it
out
blew
there.
up, yeah.
I was called to a church to come sing a song I'd written that was kind of commemorating that, because that was terrible, man. You know, when that happened out
I went down there that night.
Did you really?
My stepmother moved to town. She lived on a farm. She got older and had to move to town, and she was at home when it blew up. It leveled her house. Her house crashed down on her. She was in bed.
That's
it
crazy.
Happened
man.
about 8 o'clock at night.
It was tragic, man. It really was.
I went down there the next morning, took a trailer, and we got in for a minute, and they kicked us all back out, but because they were worried about some other explosion or something. But went down there to help, and we didn't get to help for probably 3 days. And we got in there and started getting stuff out of her house. But they got her out of there with just nothing else. She didn't have any shoes. We took her back, me and my sister, and was like, "What's the first thing you want to get? You know, what do you need?" She goes, "I want my purse."
That'd be
she didn't
my
have
wife,
any
man.
shoes.
That'd be my wife, man.
Pajamas
like,
on.
I want that deer rifle, that guitar, whatever, and no, my purse, man.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. Well, that's kind of like most people go back for pictures, but you know, when you're going through something as tragic as that, man, you just want to get out with your life. Man.
Unbelievable.
That was really bad, man.
It was unbelievable.
And I had a song called "Love 'Em Like They're Gone." It was on one of my older records, and they said, "Man, would you kind of do a tribute thing?" And I said, "Man, I don't know how to begin, because I watched it on TV, and you know, honestly, I didn't hear it, but man, I mean, because I'm in Palestine, but there was people that were kind of 50, 60 miles away from me, so they've heard that, man.
Yeah, I had a friend in Waxahachie that felt it.
Yeah, felt it, man, you know.
And that's probably 50 miles away.
I don't know how we got on that topic, man, but I'm telling you,
No,
that West, man, is a...
But the reason was family. So
Yeah.
many families got affected in our family. And West is a tight-knit
It is.
community. And it hadn't grown.
No, it hasn't. That's what's great.
It's starting to with Texas, and the influx into Texas, but it's still pretty much tight knit. And if you're an outsider, you're kind of.
You know, and you and I are both old enough to know. I always tell my wife, because she migrated here from Cincinnati. She didn't migrate. I brought her down kicking and screaming, man. I moved 2 diesel trucks, her stuff, from Cincinnati down to Palestine. And her first thing was, "Oh, my God, what are these things?" I said, "Well, that's a scorpion. That's a mosquito. That's a cottonmouth." She's like, "What are these things?" East Texas is a rough country, man. It's a lot of trees, a lot of creatures, a lot of critters.
Yeah.
But I told her, I said, "I wish I could have got you here. And please, if you're a Texan, because I am, and I don't want anybody to get mad at me, but I said, I wish I could have got you here really when Texas was what I remember it being like in our
I'm
era."
going to write a song.
Please do.
I want my Texas back.
Man, please, I want to write that with you, man.
Yeah.
That's a great hook, man. That's one of the best hooks I've heard in a long time.
Yeah.
That's great, man. You need to get on that quick.
I will.
Man. That's good. Because if you don't, man, I will gladly help you do. That's good. Because I want mine back, man. I want my Texas back. I want the Dallas Cowboys back the way they used to be.
Yeah.
I want Waco, man. When I used to go
Justin,
there,
I think we're too far gone, man. I don't know.
and somebody's gonna get mad at us today, but hey, it is what it is. I grew up with the '78 Super Bowl champs, dude, and I know what that's all about, man. You know.
But no, I'd like to. When I was a kid, if you lived in the country, it was country. It had town and country. There wasn't any in between. There wasn't a little old house every 5 acres or whatever.
No.
It was farmers and
you remember, like you spoke about Waco, man. Like, I mean, I remember when Austin was simple. It was 6th Street, so when great music was coming out of there. Austin City Limits was iconic performers, people that really Waylon Willie, man, Stevie Ray, people like that. But speaking of Waco, I used to play over there all the time. My first band I had, best band I ever had, was from Waco. Went to McLennan College over there. And I would play at the Brazos Nights, the Johnny Gimbel Festival. I played for the Chamber of Commerce, for all kind of things. And I always told people, I said, man, Waco is one of the best towns, because it still is, but it was so simple, man. There wasn't no gigantic interstate running through there, and there wasn't, all this mercantile stuff and all that kind of. Not against it. I know people want to grow, and please don't get me wrong, but it was like still hometown, but it was a city, and it was like the heart of Texas to me.
I used to drop Pam off. We'd go on a date, and I'd drop her off in West to her house, and I lived 7 miles out in the country. I'd take the service road. Service road was 2-way, and I'd head south, and I might not even see a car coming on the interstate.
You ain't gonna do that no more.
No.
287. I mean, I made that trek, man, from Palestine up to Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, all the time, and I drove up 287. And I always told my wife, I said, man, the one thing I loved about that lonely drive, which most people say, man, I can't stand to drive on 287, is that I would not see a car, man, till probably I got to Amarillo. You might when you went through Quanah, man, or Childress or something like that. But you see all these signs that says Jesus loves you, God loves you, keep Texas clean, don't mess with Texas. And there was just that pride and that It was its own thing, and I'm not saying it's not.
I drove to Amarillo so many times because we talked before. My mom lived in Amarillo. I lived in West, and then they lived in Amarillo till we moved her down here probably 7 years ago, and then she passed away in December. But I know exactly what's in those roadside.
Oh man,
those little towns. You stop at those roadside farmers.
Yes, like the rest
some of the
areas,
best hot
little
sauce there.
picnic. Oh no. And those little picnic areas, they were just the little covered things or whatever. And I like the big ones. I sleep in those rest areas all the time when I'm driving. But man, I'm going to tell you something before we go any further on this, because I'll get on a tangent and I'll have people hating on me all day long. But you better write. That's a hit country song, and I know one when I hear one. That is one, because that straight up, man, right, needs to be said by a Texas artist right now. Yep. If they got the guts to do it, man,
I agree.
It does. I want my Texas back, dude.
Yeah,
I really do, man. I want it back the way it used to be.
I'm with you.
So anyway, we won't get on that tangent because I want to try to keep things good here, because I know the last time you was here,
hostile.
That's the last thing we need, man. No, if you're a true Texan, that should be
on
the lips of everybody, man.
True Texas.
That's been here all their life, man, And we want people to come, but, keep your other ways out of here, man. Keep them out, And
I went to a wedding in Montgomery, Alabama, and the night before the wedding, they had a big party. It was a really nice wedding. I wore a Wrangler shirt as a Texas flag.
Yes, sir.
And the lady said, "Are you from Texas?" I said, "Yes, ma'am."
Of course.
Why would I have this shirt on?
I'm a fan.
And she said, "You Texans are proud of Texas." I said,
well, let me tell you a story. And I love my Colorado friends. I do. I love them, man. I go up there all the time. I got a big fan base up there, if you want to call it that. Do a lot of ministry up there. I was in some town one day, and I went down to get me and my wife some ice cream or soda or something. And some lady was in there just bad-mouthing the smack, man, out of the Lone Star. And she was really doing it because I told her that's where I'm from. She started running it down, and I said, well, why is it to me that 3 or 4 of your little souvenir shops down here, they're all Texas stuff, man? You go in to them, and every one of them's about Texas, man, know? Because there's something special about this state. I'm not saying that but I've been here all my life, and I know what it was back when I grew up, man. It's like, it was just its own thing, man,
Yeah, go to Buc-ee's and see what they got. They sell the crap out of it.
But I'm talking about in other states I go to, man.
I know, but the people who stop at Buc-ee's are not they're usually travelers.
Yeah. And they want
Texas, USA, baby, right there.
Well, you need to write that, and I hope the next time you come join us, you'll have it.
I will. I'll do it. I'll make a point of it.
I'll come play guitar on that sucker for free, man, if you need somebody to do it. I might not do it as good, but I'll dang
it's
sure.
It's a good hook.
It's a great hook.
Yeah.
That's doggone good, dude. And I hear them all the time. That knocked me out. Man, last time you was here, man, you were really impressed me because you were just talking about family, and you were talking about, man, the last time we had you here, man, you blew my mind with that song, of course, and then there was other things you shared that it's just mind-blowing how God, man, intervenes in your life and how he did that, man, with you. And, even you kind of were real humble about it. You said, I'm not real spiritual, but, man, what you laid out it wasn't natural. That was like supernatural, bro. To me, man, it really was.
Yeah.
How God did
the way it happened is,
especially with your loss of yours.
My mom.
Dude, I can't think about that without just thinking, man, that is so incredible, man.
It really is incredible. It was incredible.
Totally incredible, man.
Like I told you before, my daughter's a songwriter. My son's a songwriter.
And I'm glad you brought this back, by the way, because we may, I don't know but you brought it back, and I'm thankful you did, because we may talk about it again.
Yeah. My mom passed away. I wrote a song. I wrote a poem, really, and then I made it a song. But my grandpa passed away. We were tight.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a story of his life, and it's kind of weird. The funeral home in West is, you've known them all your life. It's the only funeral home there.
Yeah.
And that's who you use, and they're good folks. And matter of fact, the man that had it passed away, and at a funeral, the guy that Mr. Payne, he was an older guy. He announced all our football games at the stadium too.
Wow.
So I knew him real good. He liked athletes. And his son took it over, and his son was Robbie Payne. He got smashed at that explosion. He was one of the firemen that was on the scene when it blew up. Just broke him down. But he got a scholarship to Baylor. He was a 7-foot high jumper. Unbelievable.
Good God.
Yeah. But I wrote this poem for my grandpa, and they put it on his the program for the funeral. It was on the back page, It's kind of a story of a farmer, and they put it in their file. This is probably about 3 years later.
What?
Yeah, they had it in their book, where people could look at what other people had. And he called me, and goes, "Hey man, you mind if?" Because never said my grandpa's name. It was just a farmer. He says, "Hey, you mind if there's a man passed away? They want to use that poem." I said, "By all means." Isn't that crazy? It's just
it's amazing.
It hit somebody. It hit somebody that had the same feelings I did about the living on the land and all that. So it's
universal, man.
And then Brett and Bo wrote a song for my mom. My mom lived in Amarillo forever, and they wrote a song called "Old Amarillo."
Old Amarillo.
Old Amarillo.
Wow, it's another one that's changed too, man. I mean,
Amarillo has grown.
But that song, all those songs, man, seem like from you, man, they're always about either they're including your family, they're written by somebody in your family, or they're about somebody in your family. And that's just what's, to me, striking to you, man, is that you're a real family-driven person.
Yeah.
Man. You mentioned that one time you were here with us about, y'all did a thing called the Poem of the Week, and I'll never forget how that, man, it hit me, man, to think that's so precious that you kept that thing alive for, and the other deal you was talking about, like you were a jock and how it was cool to be, open and intimate, man, and sensitive about stuff like that. It's just, that's true fatherhood to me, man, that you were able to kind of keep that in your kid's life,
Totally agree.
Express that to them,
Yeah, we need to get that going again because, Brett, my oldest daughter, she brings it up a lot. We need to do, or she'll write something and send it to me, poem of the week.
Man.
She's writing some songs. She wrote.
She lives in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And boy, she's got that.
She wrote a song. I'll try to get. She just has acoustic. I told her it's the best song I've ever heard. It's called "When a Quarter Was a Lifeline."
Damn.
It's about payphone and a jukebox.
What a way to frame that, bro. What a way to frame that, man.
It's the best song I've ever heard.
Dude, I would say so. No, that's great. I'd love to hear some stuff like that, man. If she's ever down here, man, in this area visiting you,
she would be a great guest.
Oh, I'd love to have her, man. I mean, she could do it,
Great.
Because stuff like that, man, that's real, dude. That's real good. Because I remember when I told the guy, when was it, man? We had, it was several times back. We had a guest here, and we were talking about getting on the road, man. We were talking about, life on the road. And I said, I remember back when I first got started, man, there was no cell phones. There wasn't anything. I remember stopping in my old beat-up van and getting out in somewhere nowhere, Kansas, and putting quarters in the payphone and calling them just to hear my kid's voice, and didn't know no different. It was
Quarters a lifeline.
Dude, I'm serious. And then going in a pit grill or some kind of greasy spoon, you put a quarter for 3 songs in, and you got a lifeline with George Jones there or something, man. Tell her when you see her or talk to her again that this old boy said, that's good, man.
Yeah.
That is good, man.
She needs to record it for sure.
That and I want my Texas back on the other side.
Yeah, I hadn't got that one yet. But.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You better get it.
I'll write it.
Anyway, man, every time you're here, man, and each time I know you got your guitar and man, you such a great writer, man, but I know that songs, man, about people, that's what get me the most sometimes, about people in your life. And man, you've got a bunch of influence in your life, man, and I know your grandpa was one of the biggest.
He was.
He was to you like what you passing down to your kids, man, right?
I think so.
I think so too, man. When I see you, I see tears in your eyes already welling up, man, just because it's something in your head coming into you, man.
Yeah. He never said a bad word to anybody.
Man.
And everybody back then was small too. He probably weighed 170 pounds, 160. Just salt of the earth, man.
Yeah, farmer too.
Yep.
I got a song.
Wore gray Dickies all the time.
Gray Dickies, man. Dude, I know my granddaddy was that way, man. Rolled up his own Prince Albert cigarettes, And
yeah, we chewed tobacco. I think he gave me my first chew tobacco when I was like 12.
Dude, I know, man.
Day's work.
Dude, we'll talk about that for a second, man, because I got a song, man. And since we're talking about songs, I got a song called "Nothing Can Hurt You Like a Woman." It's on one of my country albums, and it's really a cool song. But it says, "My first shot of whiskey, or that red man my dad give me." Mm-hmm. because I told my dad one time, I said, man, I said, next time you go to town, Daddy, give me some of that Redmond. He said, it's still going to make you sick. I said, no, I want to chew tobacco like y'all. He said, no, son, you don't need to do that. But I wouldn't let him alone about it, so he went and got me some. And I took that big old chaw of that stuff, and I ain't lying, just like that song says, that stuff burnt my throat, burnt my guts, and I laid in the bathtub, man, just like sick, man, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I did it, it was a sickening experience. But Red Man, dude. You said day's work, right? That was plug, dude. He Cannonball.
He cut me out. Cannonball, day's work.
Bloodhound.
I never did.
Day's work.
Bloodhound. Day's work.
Bloodhound was bad.
He cut it off with a pocket knife. Give me a.
Dude, you can tell me I want my Texas back, because I remember seeing that in like Safeway or Piggly Wiggly. They had a certain shelf that had them square plugs like that, dude.
I hadn't seen a plug in a long time.
I don't think they make them, man.
Probably not. I can't afford them.
And you know, when I was in high school,
it's like gold.
We'd try to go in high school and dip, and we couldn't get away with it. So some guy got the unique idea one day. He said, man, I got something that'll help us out. He went and bought a tin of that Garrett snuff. Dude.
I did that stuff.
Dude, that stuff.
I worked at a sale barn, and I had a big old dip of that, and it was like, I had it in there for an hour, and I coughed or sneezed or something, and when I inhaled, it still had that powder, and it went in.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, guys. Forgive us, man. I'm sorry.
Crazy.
Yo, that was nasty, dude. Bad nasty back then.
It was.
That's the times we grew up in, man.
And I don't know if it's true. I think my great-grandmother, they said she used that Garrett's.
Oh, man, all grandmothers did.
They had a little spoon
I
or
can't
something.
believe we were talking about this, man.
They'd have a little spoon.
They had a swab. Is what it was.
Yeah, or something. They just
My great grandma, she was a mean son. From what I remember about her, she would holler at you and stuff like that. But she'd chew on like a hickory limb or something like that, or a mimosa limb, and make it into, let's call it her mop. And she'd get it in there and put it. Yeah. It was a little chewed up limb that had that stuff balled up on it, you know.
That's what I heard too.
And it'd always be like right there on their lip, you know, which don't bother me, because I mean, I grew up around country people, you know, that they had that Garrett snuff or day's work. And I mean, I remember even seeing, my grandpa having tobacco, chewing tobacco that was rolled up in a twist, man.
Yeah,
I think it was called cotton ball or something, cotton gin or something like that.
Yeah, it was cotton something.
Boy, it's gonna light you up, buddy.
My grandpa would come in. He was old, weathered face, had the big wrinkles, and his name was Fred, and my grandmother's name was Grace. He'd come in the house, and that tobacco juice would just run down like a river, you know, and those wrinkles. She'd say, "Fred, go wash your face."
Dude, you making me want to cry now. You making me want to cry. That's what I grew up in, was that kind of life. I sure did, but I guarantee I did, man. And I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I really wouldn't. It was good times. I wouldn't trade it, man.
Good times.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about
special
all that
times.
stuff. They are. No, man, you're right.
Simple times.
You're making my day today, boss. You really are. You're making my day today. You're making my day.
Yep.
That's my roots and the way I grew up. And a lot of people, I always tell people sometimes too, Kyle, that sometimes the songs I write and the way I express myself musically as a singer and artist and stuff is from that background like that, man, from those times, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what makes you, man. You know, it is, man, you know.
I agree. Totally.
Well, I don't know, man. I want to hear you sing some if you're feeling it, man. If you okay with it?
Yeah, like I said, I hadn't done this.
I like your guitar too, man. You got a silken strings.
They're rust. They got rust on them. It's hard to finger pick it. But
that's a good.
I'll give it a shot.
Good looking guitar, right there.
It is. It's a nice guitar.
It is.
This is probably. I told my wife the other day. You know, I played, and I never count money when in my case, but I pulled it up, and there was just all kinds of money up from tips. You know, and she says, "Wow, golly, how much you got?" I said, "I hadn't counted it yet." And I said, "You know, this guy's probably my best friend."
Yeah.
Right here.
I know. Before you sing, I'll make a comment. I was talking to a guest, and he was talking about all the exciting people we get to meet doing this, even though it's tough sleeping in crappy hotels and, you know, eating out of a paper sack. But I said, this guitar, man, for just a country boy that grew up poor and ain't never had nothing really. I said, that's helped me meet more people, opened up more doors. It's given me more opportunities other than God. It's allowed me to have a little ticket into things that I'd never been able to afford to do.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm the same way. I got to play some really cool things, and you know, and like doing this. I mean, this is cool. I'd have never thought I'd be on a podcast.
Dude, you're gonna be back, man. I had the guys with the Outdoor Life Network, man. You know, they were guys that owned a lot of that big hunting network and stuff like that. They liked my music, and they asked me one day to come out and do some fundraising stuff with them, and I was like, absolutely. They said, well, we'll be down there to pick you up. And they come down in a doggone Learjet, man, in little old Palestine, Texas, and took me out to help do some stuff. But they let me hunt on some of their big ranches, and I never got to kill no big deer. I told this to another guy, but it's just one of those boyhood dreams to go out and shoot a trophy buck, you know. And it was just all because of writing a few songs. You know,
exactly.
I couldn't afford to do, man. You know, God's good, man. You know.
He's talking about Colorado. I was playing at a courtyard in Belton by the creek, and you know, you can tell when somebody's locked in. You know, there's a good crowd, and this guy was locked in. He goes, man, he said, think you could ever come to Colorado? And he told me, he gave me a card, and he said, I'll take you fishing, hunting, whatever you want to do. And
you better jump on
my
that.
son-in-law, that's about 3 years ago. I've never done it, but my son-in-laws were like, come on, man, Bo, call that guy. Let's go fishing. Let's go. They want to go fly.
Play a song for an elk hunt, man. I'll play a song for whatever, you know. Or two of them. Give you a box of CDs, whatever it takes, man. Yeah. Exactly. I don't want to get in your way no more, brother. I don't want to mess you up because I love
I hadn't played this in so long. It's just hope I can remember it. But it's a poem I wrote about my granddad.
Man.
And
what was his name, Bubba?
Fred.
Dang. Good story, boy.
Frederick Robert Heitmiller.
Well, get you a good chew of that day's work, man.
Yeah. We named Bo. Bo's name is Bo Frederick Kyle Heitmiller.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That'd be a good stage name.
My dad's name was Kyle. His middle name was Kyle, Kenneth Kyle. So they called him KK. And
dang, man.
My middle name's Brett. And my oldest daughter's name's Brett. Yeah. Well, Pam's middle name's Renee. We named her Brett Renee. Firstborn. And Brett comes, you'll never believe this. My dad called, I was born in Amarillo. They called my grandpa and says, hey, we had a boy. You know, I was born.
That's family connectivity.
I was born at the Air Force Base. They called my grandpa, and he says, Kyle, that's a good name, you know, because that was my dad's middle name. What's his middle name? He said, we hadn't got it yet. He says, what do you think? He said, we're watching Brett Maverick on TV. And that's a good middle name, Brett.
Dude, man, I'm telling you.
Isn't that crazy?
No, it just shows what a family man you are. It's great, man.
So here's the poem. Hope I don't screw it up.
Oh, you got it, man. You got it.
Sang this at his funeral. I ain't sang it in a long time.
Gosh.
Well, there was a man who worked the land somewhere around 70 years. Shared a lot of things with me, his loves, his hates, and his fears. Let's all think back for a little while when we were all about 9 and didn't have a single worry, nothing weighing heavy on your mind. Who was the one that first taught you how to clean a fish? Or throw a penny way down in a well and always make a wish? Who taught you how to skip a rock or sharpen your first knife? For me it was my grandpa, and I remember him all my life. He grew old and passed away. I'm still his #1 fan. And if you search this whole world over, you couldn't find a better man.
Whole world over, you couldn't find a better man.
Nope. He was a good one. Microphone. You got your microphone messed up.
I just got kind of sunstruck by that deal, man. You know, man. But
that was a poem, and it turned into a song. Sang it at his funeral, and then I had a request for another. You know, because it's just a poem about a good country man.
Well, what
when somebody saw that and used, I was so happy they used it. It was crazy.
What I like, man, about that is that you've got those good memories and those good thoughts and those, those high regards, man, for your grandpa. And I grew up around hard people, man. I mean, my dad was a good dude, but my dad was hard, man, hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
He was a cowboy, man. I mean, he was wild. He did a lot of things that left a lot of scars on my mom and family. And when I did his funeral, preached his funeral, buried him, sang at it, did the sermon, did all the arrangements, everything. But, I didn't have that kind of connection with my dad. I didn't have that kind of connection with my grandfather. I've never had that kind of connection with anybody in my family except my mother. That was the only one. My mom and I are like the best friends, and she's just a hero to me. But no, I love my dad, and but he was hard, man. And even to his dying day, he was like that, and loved God, and he was a good guy, but he was not raised in that kind of family environment to pass that on,
Yeah, it's
like
man's world. I mean, it's just, you got to be manly.
Yeah, he was a hard cowboy, man, hard deal. Kind of loud sometimes on you, hard on you, but I didn't have that, But when I hear that, it's like, well, you're looking back, tributing that last line, not a better man in the whole world. That's powerful to say. That's a statement, brother.
Yeah, you couldn't find a better man.
That's a statement, man.
Matter of fact, when I moved, and like I said, my stepdad's name was Bob Burks. He was a super guy, and it was in the summer of 73, whatever, 1970. I started high school, I think, in 73 or 4. And 73, I guess I was a freshman in high school. We had that conversation, and I wanted to move from Amarillo to West and go to high school there. And he said, well, we'll talk about it. And we sat down at dinner and talked about it. And he said, well, you going to live with your grandparents or your dad? Because he knew, the relationship
the connection
I had.
you had, yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably why.
God,
I mean, they were so so good to me, and they loved me, and I loved them. That's what it was, man.
Well, you know what, man, today.
We worked together. I rode Minnie around on tractor with him. That's when he had to roll. He'd plant something, I'd roll it. Had a little Farmall C tractor.
Gosh. Man, do you still farm something? Is that kind of your deal?
No. I left, and when I left West, and like I said, I was going to go play ball, and I didn't like that. So I quit before the season, and then had a buddy who worked for the electric company, and I called him and said, hey, man, they hiring. I've been in the electric company for 45 years.
Wow.
So I'm fixing to hang it up this spring. So
I don't blame you. Start writing good songs. Go write that hit song.
Yeah, I would love to write a hit. I think I got some.
You got one on your hands right there.
It's just I don't know where to take them nowadays.
Well, you can't, because the songwriting business has gone to HELL in the handbasket. Man,
yeah, I think
you got to get through every door and jump through every hoop and whatever.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that either.
But it'll be a hit here, because I think that'd be a great thing. Music, on kind of another note on music, man. I mean, nowadays songwriting to me is not about somebody getting out there in a bass boat or in a deer stand or on a horse or whatever and getting an idea. It's people meeting in a room trying to write a song so they can all make money off of it, and then get something that's going to be industry trending. And that to me is not the era I grew up in either, man. I mean, so if you're going to write a hit, you got to have the right wokeness to it and the right whatever. And that's why I ain't in the professional music business, probably.
Yeah, I've got another one too, family, because we go fishing a lot on catfishing. We go on the Leon River.
Yes, sir.
Flat bottom boat, take the grandkids.
Catch them yellows, them high fin blues,
and big blues.
Opelousas.
That's mostly we catch blues. We'll catch channel every once in a while. But
channel's best to me to eat.
Oh yeah. But
I like blue all right too, though.
Oh, we caught a 35-pound one this last summer. And my grandkids, those boys.
And we pulled some close to 80, 60.
Like a rodeo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
It's a rodeo. But I wrote a song about me and Pam, because when we go, we ain't just fishing. So
that's good.
That's what that one's called.
Well,
we ain't just fishing.
Brother, I'm gonna tell you, that's another good title. That's not subjective. That's objective, man.
Yeah.
We ain't just fishing. We're doing everything a man and wife should do, man.
Yeah, living, showing,
loving, praying.
Got it all there. Yeah.
Well, maybe when you come back, man, not if, but when,
I'll have.
you'll have that.
I'll go write them.
You need to write.
Writing them.
You need to write some of those, man, and finish that. I want my Texas back, because I'm gonna I'm going to milk that sucker for you, boy. I ain't lying, because that was something today that got under my skin a little bit more than what it should have. And I'm glad that you brought that to my attention, because if something were to happen and you ever say, man, I'm out of the songwriting business, I'll buy that hook from you, man, because that's a good one, man. That's a good one. And I'm going to tell you something. Today, just your song you sing today, you know, you're hearing about grandfathers, you're hearing about fathers, you're hearing about, you know, families, you're hearing about, you know, children, grandchildren. Well, here's something I want to throw at you down this little rocky road here. The Bible says that to as many as received him, he's given the power to become the sons of God, to as many as believed upon his name. There's two things here. We got a father and we got a son. We got a grandfather, we got a son. We got a father and we got a daughter. We got fathers, sons, daughters. And so in the natural, it's great to be a father. But in the beyond natural, how about being a son? How about being a son to the one and only Father, the Heavenly Father? And you may say, well, I want to be a troubadour guy, but I don't really know how to do it. Well, I just told you, I didn't get it from a backroads thing that I've done. I got it from the ultimate source of truth. I got it from the Bible, where the Bible says, to as many as received him, who? Jesus. He's given the power to become the sons of God. Listen, I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I've got 2 boys that I'm very proud of. I have another son from my marriage and a daughter that I love like my own. They are my own in my own ways. And I love being a father. But you know what? One thing I can tell you, I'm in all 50 states at all times. I travel thousands of miles around the year. I may be sleeping in a Motel 6. May not be able to afford a Motel 6 and be in Motel 2. But no, wherever I'm at, I got one thing I know that is a fact before I close my eyes. I am a son of God. Not by my own good works, because I ain't got none. We're sitting there talking about chewing tobacco and old times and people chewing plug tobacco and stuff. So that don't sound very spiritual, because it ain't. It's not. It's real. I grew up out of tough people, hardcore people, oil field people, farmers, ranchers, cowboys, wild people. My home was like Jerry Springer every day pretty much when I grew up. But I'm going to tell you, even though I had that kind of broken home and that broken life, one day I could just call on God and say, I want to be part of this bigger family. And guess what? He didn't say, no, you're too dirty, you're too filthy, you're too dumb, you're too scarred, you're too country. He said, no, I want you to be part of my family. I want to be your father. As you heard me tell Kyle, I said, I didn't really have that kind of relationship with my dad. I didn't have that. I wasn't fortunate like he was to have that. Hey, I've never met a greater man. I'm not saying he wasn't, but I didn't have that kind of life. But what I do have right now, I have a father that loves me. And it wasn't based on my good performance, my good looks, because I ain't got none of that. It wasn't based on the fact that I could write songs and play the guitar or, you know, whatever. It was based on the fact that Jesus gave his life for me. He gave his life for you so that you could believe and receive. To as many as believed, many as received, he's given the right to become the sons of God. If you want to do that today, there's a way you can by just saying, Lord, I need that. I want that. John 6:37 real quickly says, to all that call upon him, let in no wise cast them out. And you know what? I've felt that way before. Going down memory lane with Kyle today, I felt like I remember when I was a little kid, you know, country clothes, country house, getting off the school bus and people laughing and, you know, saying just, hey, country boy or whatever. And I thought, man, ain't nobody ever gonna love somebody like me. But God did, and he loves you today. This has brought me down to some deep feelings today. It really has, man. You guys seen me get emotional here before, and you've seen it again. It's brought me back to a lot of memories, man, that I've had in my life. But I tell you, the greatest memory that I've got to this very day is almost 30 years ago when I knelt down in my living room after being a wild, beer-drinking, hell-raising nightclub performer and said, I want to be part of that family. That's what I want you to know today. And you can know that by receiving Christ into your life. So listen, man, let me tell you something today. We've had an amazing guest with a great story. I like rambling down the back roads. I like talking. I like getting to know people. I love talking about guitars, guns, dogs, hunting. But I don't spend all our time on that, because we want to come to this dead end here, this end of the road. And that's to let you know that there is some truth at the end of this back road, and that is that God loves you. He's got a place in his family for you. So today you've heard that. So listen, if you got somebody in your life that you'd like to share this segment with, this story, this amazing guest, you can just share it with them. Maybe it'll be an impact on them just like it was to me today. Thank you, brother.
Hey,
I appreciate you, man, so much today. What a great story, man. You got plenty of them, dude.
Well,
You're an easy guest to work with, man.
Thank you.
You're very easy to work with, man. I wish everybody was like that. You're very easy to work with because you don't mind talking.
Simple.
You don't mind talking. You like to bend up hats, but you don't mind talking.
Yeah,